Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone out there on the internet. Whether you're listening to us on the podcast or watching on YouTube, I'm Steve D from Tinstar Games, and this is Lancing with Myself, the 5-minute show where I take a bit of time every week to talk about being a freelance game designer and creative, especially when you're low on spoons and low on cash. Speaking of cash, today I want to talk about that terrible phrase, I'm not doing this for the money, I'm not in this for the money. That is not a nice phrase that I like to hear. That is a phrase that people throw around and not even considering what it really means. And it means different things to different people. That's the thing. That's why it's dangerous. Because for some people it means, this is just a hobby. I'm losing money on it. I don't care. Which is kind of insulting for some people, right? I mean, if you are someone who is poor, like if you're listening to us because you are low on spoons and low on cash, you can't afford not to do things for the money. You can't just throw money at a hobby project. You need your return, or you die, you starve, you go homeless. All these things can happen, so the idea that someone can just not care about money, that's kind of insulting. It also comes across as kind of unprofessional. I mean, there's lots of ways to be a game designer. There's lots of ways to be a game publisher and a game producer. It doesn't have to be something that generates income. It doesn't have to be something that even covers its costs. It can be low scale and it can be, simple home remedies. It can be as cheap and nasty as you want it to be. It can just be scribbles on the back of an envelope. Game design can be all sorts of things. But often what you see when people are saying this is that what they're actually saying is they're pouring a ton of their own personal money in it just for, their own self-aggrandizement. Or for reasons that, just because they need a hobby. And as I say, it's fine not to make money, but not caring about money and not being in it for the money, that's a dangerous kind of phrase that suggests that, as I say, they're not caring, or they don't understand what things really cost, or they're disrespecting the fact that things have a cost, or they're not in it for the long haul. They're not, caring about making money, because making money is how you make more games, right? That's the simple thing. And if you're going to make art, you're already an artist, right? There's certainly people who are, when they say in it for the money, they mean that they're making fairly cheap or shallow projects and over-marketing it and just trying to make a quick buck. And that certainly can happen and it can look cheap. But I tell you what, every artist looks around at every other artist and goes, I bet he's a hack. I bet he's just in it for the money. But most of us really are actual serious game designers who are actually trying to make really good products, and we also really want to get paid. And that's the thing. You're an artist, you deserve to get paid. And if you're going to make art, you should do it for the money. You should do it for the cash. There's not much there, but you should get paid. You should cover your costs and you should get some income. And the only way we're going to get to that point is getting more people to understand that this is work and this is our livelihood and it deserves to be, paid. I don't mind making these videos for free, and I'm not going to start charging for them, but I have games out there for sale and I, would like you to pay full price for them if possible. I'm going to, do what I can to save as much money as I can so that I can make as much money as I can. And it's taken me 20 years to get to the position where I'm actually starting to get income that makes some sort of dent in things. But I've always been paid for my freelance work, and I've always been paid very well. And I've worked with people who respect my work, who pay me on time, who pay me well. And I stopped working for people who don't pay me on time and don't pay me well, because these things are professional relationships. Whether you're working for free or not, professionalism shows through. And there's certainly people who will pay you but won't treat you professionally, and there's certainly people who will work for free and be extremely professional. But people who take that sort of seriousness will go, okay, we need to figure out what you're doing for free and what you're not, and be very clear about that, and understand that you need money and try to pay you as well as they can, and understand that you deserve that money and be getting that money to you, and they respect you when you ask for that money. It is true that you should go, look, I need to make this kind of money to make it worth my while. That is a good position to have. Figure out what that position is. It might have to be a bit lower when you're starting out than what you actually want. That's life. But be ready to ask for the money you want and the money you deserve, and do it for the cash. Do it for the money. That is why we're in this artistic business. Of course, we're going to entertain people. That's a given. But we also need to not starve to death, right? And we need to make money. We need to get our return on investment back. We need to build ourselves up to make more games. So ask for money, understand that you deserve money, and do it for the money. And don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't, that that's being selfish, or that's not putting out stuff for the rest of the world, or caring about the art form. Serious people who take art seriously understand it's worth money. So be a serious game designer and ask for money and do it for the money and be proud of doing it for the money, and don't let anyone tell you differently, because money keeps us alive, money keeps us sane. Money can be turned into goods and services, and those things restore our spoons. So never, ever, ever do it for just shits and giggles. Do it for the money. Till next time, I've been Steve Money D. This has been Lancing with myself, and I will see you next time. Be good, play games, pat dogs, have fun.